Loneliness. It's one of those words that feels heavy even when you just say it. Everyone has felt it at some point, that quiet ache that creeps in when you realize no one has texted you all week, or when you scroll through your feed and see everyone else surrounded by people laughing, living, connecting, and you wonder why not me. But for some people, loneliness isn't just a passing moment, it's a constant companion. Let's talk about the psychology of people who don't have friends, not to label, not to judge, but to understand. Because behind the silence, behind the empty weekends and the social withdrawals, there's a story. There's pain, there's confusion, and sometimes there's a deep misunderstanding of self. And maybe if we talk about it honestly, it won't feel so isolating anymore. Humans are wired for connection. From the moment we're born, our brains are designed to seek closeness, to be held, to be seen, to belong. The warmth of a smile, the sound of someone saying your name kindly, those are small but powerful signals that tell your brain you're safe. When that doesn't happen, when we grow up in homes where connection is inconsistent or love is conditional or we feel invisible, the brain learns something different. It learns that connection is risky, that people might not stay, that love might hurt. So what happens? Some people pull back. They build walls quietly, brick by brick. Maybe they tell themselves they prefer being alone. Maybe they dive into work, into hobbies, into distractions that don't talk back. But deep down, the longing for connection doesn't disappear. It just hides behind layers of protection. Others try to connect but struggle to trust. They might overshare too fast or hold back too much. They might feel awkward in conversations, unsure how to read social cues, or terrified of saying the wrong thing. Then, when interactions don't go smoothly, they take it as proof. See? I'm just not good at this. People don't like me. That belief can become a loop, a self-fulfilling prophecy that keeps them stuck. There's also the silent shame that comes with not having friends. It's one of those topics people rarely talk about out loud because it feels like an admission of failure. You can say, I'm bad at math, or I'm not athletic, and people will shrug it off. But saying, I don't have any friends, hits differently. It exposes something vulnerable. It makes you feel defective even though you're not. The truth is, there are a lot of reasons someone might not have close friends, and most of them have nothing to do with worth or likability. Sometimes life circumstances play a role: moving to a new city, a demanding job, being a caregiver, going through loss. Other times, it's mental health depression, anxiety, social phobia, or trauma, things that quietly drain your ability to connect even when you desperately want to. And then there's our modern world, hyper-connected and yet emotionally starved. We can talk to hundreds of people online and still feel unseen. We mistake likes for love and followers for friendship. But the truth is, connection isn't measured in numbers, it's felt in presence. It's when someone listens, really listens, and you feel safe enough to be real. If you've been without that for a long time, your brain starts to change. Studies show that chronic loneliness activates the same regions as physical pain. It's literally painful to feel disconnected. Over time, it can affect memory, sleep, even the immune system. You start seeing the world through a lens of threat. You expect rejection, even where it isn't there. You might misread neutral faces as disapproval or assume people are too busy for you. You retreat before you're ever actually rejected. And that's the cruel part. Loneliness feeds itself. The longer it goes on, the harder it becomes to break the cycle. You get used to the silence. You convince yourself you're fine. You might even start believing you prefer being alone because hope starts to feel dangerous. Hoping means risking disappointment. So you stop hoping. You go numb. But here's the thing, that part of you that still craves connection, that tiny spark that lights up when someone smiles at you or asks how you read, doing that part never truly dies. It just waits. People who don't have friends aren't broken. They're often just tired. Tired of trying and not being understood. Tired of pretending it doesn't bother them. Tired of feeling like outsiders in a world built for groups. Some have been through rejection so many times they've stopped reaching out. Others were never taught how to connect in the first place. Maybe their childhood was full of chaos or neglect, where emotional safety was a luxury, not a given. Maybe they learned early that being invisible was safer than being hurt. And yet beneath all that, there's often so much empathy, so much sensitivity, so much awareness. Many lonely people are deeply observant. They notice things others miss. They think deeply. They care deeply. But because they've been hurt, they keep all that love locked away like a treasure buried too deep to find. If that's you, listen closely. There's nothing wrong with you. You're not unlovable. You're not destined to be alone forever. You might just be carrying old pain that hasn't had the chance to heal yet. You might need to learn or relearn how to connect in small, safe steps. Start where you are. Connection doesn't have to mean throwing yourself into big social situations. It can start with one conversation, one shared moment, one genuine smile. It could be saying hi to a neighbor, joining a small group, volunteering, or even just engaging with people online in meaningful ways. It's about practicing connection again slowly, gently, without pressure. And it's about being kind to yourself while you do it. Because loneliness often comes with a harsh inner voice, the one that says, "You're weird. You're too much. You're not enough." That voice lies. It's just fear, trying to keep you safe. You can thank it for trying to protect you, but you don't have to believe it anymore. There's also something powerful about shifting focus. Sometimes when you've been lonely for a long time, all your attention goes to what you don't have: the empty chair, the unanswered text, the feeling of being left out. But healing begins when you start giving what you've been missing. Be the friend you wish you had. Send that message. Offer that smile. Check on someone else who might be struggling. You never know whose loneliness might be mirroring your own. It's not about forcing friendships, it's about opening doors. When you start to act from a place of compassion instead of fear, your energy changes. People feel that. They respond to it. And even if it doesn't happen overnight, connection will find its way to you. Therapy can help too. Talking to someone trained to listen without judgment can help you untangle the old stories you tell yourself, the ones that say you're not good enough or that no one would understand. A therapist can help you see patterns, teach you social skills if you missed out on learning them, and remind you that your feelings make sense, because they do. And if you're thinking, no one would want to be friends with me, I want you to pause right here. Think of how many people walk around every day, smiling on the outside, but feeling empty on the inside. You're not the only one. There are so many others craving connection just like you, waiting for someone to break the silence. That someone could be you. The psychology of loneliness isn't just about lack of friends, it's about unmet needs, unhealed wounds, and unspoken fears. But it's also about resilience. If you're thinking, that's me, I don't have friends, here's your nudge. Don't wait for someone else to make the first move. Take a small step today. Just say hello, message an old buddy, join a fun group, or even smile at a stranger. You've got this. Let the world know you're open, even just a little. And more than anything, stop measuring your worth by your social circle. You are enough right now as you are. Friendships don't define you, they enhance you. You're still whole, even if you're lonely. You're still valuable, even if no one's texting you back. Connection starts inside when you start treating yourself like someone worth knowing. Because you are. It's okay if it takes time, it's okay if it feels awkward. It's okay if you stumble. Every effort you make, no matter how small, is a message to yourself that you haven't given up on being human, on belonging, on love. One day, you'll look back and see that the person you thought was unlovable just needed a bit of understanding and light. Remember, the world needs you, your story, your humor, your quirks. You belong here. You're not meant to go through life alone. So take a breath, open your heart, and reach out. Someone out there is waiting for a friend like you. Subscribe for more.